Freedom is Hello everyone, this month is LGBTQ Pride Month, and to celebrate we're doing a series of videos celebrating extraordinary QTIPOC, queer, intersex and transgender people of colour. There are 8 videos in total, one for each letter of the acronym LGBTQIAP. We've already done videos on the L, the G and the B, and today our video is on T for transgender. So let's get started. Marsha P Johnson was a gay liberation activist and self-identified drag queen from America. She was a prominent member of the Stonewall Uprising of 1969, a founding member of the Gay Liberation Front, and co-founder of the Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries. In 1992, Marsha was murdered aged 46. Her body was found floating in the Hudson River. The circumstances of her tragic death were never fully investigated by the police. You can find out more in the Netflix documentary called The Life and Death of Marsha P Johnson. Laith Ashley is an American model and actor of Dominican descent who has modelled for Diesel and Calvin Klein and appeared in British GQ, Vogue France and Elle UK. He has spoken openly about the struggles of his adolescence, during which he questioned his gender, sexuality and identity. He has shared in interviews the emotional journey of his transition and navigating different prejudices throughout, including sexism, racism and transphobia, as well as prejudice from within the LGBTQ community itself. In spite of this, Laith continues to speak out and raise awareness through his work. Monroe Bergdorf is a British model and activist who has modelled in London and New York fashion weeks. She was the first transgender model in the UK to model for L'Oreal before being dropped by the brand following her statement in 2018 surrounding white people's complicity in societal racism. Monroe stood by her comments in spite of the backlash and continues to work as an advocate for women's rights and transgender rights. Laverne Cox is an actress and activist who shot to fame in the Netflix series Orange is the New Black. She became the first openly transgender person to be nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award, as well as many of the other accolades she has won for her work. She is a true pioneer in her work as an activist and an artist, and has been instrumental in propelling transgender narratives in TV into the mainstream. Brian Michael Smith is an American actor best known for his roles in Queen Sugar, Girls, Homeland and The L Word, Generation Q. He uses his platform to advocate LGBTQ rights and encourage transgender young people to pursue their chosen career regardless of the obstacles. Now, before we round off this video, I'd like to remind you all of a shocking and tragic incident that occurred earlier this year in February 2020. A homeless, transgender Puerto Rican woman named Alexa Negron Luciano was ridiculed and harassed by a group of transphobic young men who brutally murdered her on her 29th birthday. The incident was caught on camera, which was circulated on social media. Sections of the Puerto Rican press reported the incident insensitively, referring to Alexa as a man in women's clothing. This prompted Puerto Rican trap star Bad Bunny to wear a t-shirt during his performance on Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show, saying, "They killed Alexa, not a man in a skirt." As heartbreaking as this case is, it's far from an isolated incident. Reports showed that at least 26 transgender people were murdered in the United States last year, of which 91% were black women and 81% were under 30 years old. The transgender community as a whole, but in particular black transgender women, are victims of disproportionate levels of violence. In many cases, the murders of transgender POC are poorly or under-investigated by the police. So to my transgender family, I extend to you my love and support, and I raise my voice in solidarity with you. That's it for today's video. Join us in the next video where we celebrate extraordinary people of colour who identify as queer, non-binary and gender fluid. See you then. Freedom.